If you live in a house where the pipes constantly burst, the walls are crumbling, and the lights flicker out every evening, you eventually stop trying to patch the holes. You start looking for a crew willing to tear it down and build something completely different. For many young South Africans, the country's economy feels exactly like that broken house. Now, a new political crew is applying for the job of running South Africa's local municipalities in 2026. They are the uMkhonto Weziwe party, or the MKP. They are serious contenders. In a political field crowded with dozens of organizations, the MKP appeared just months before the 2024 national elections and walked right past the established veterans. This chart shows how quickly they moved. They captured nearly 15% of the national vote in their very first try, instantly becoming the third largest party in South Africa. But before you decide to hire them to run your local community, you have to look at two separate things: the ambitious blueprint they've drawn up and the specific people they've hired to do the work. First, the plans. The MKP argues that South Africa's current laws and constitution are failures that protect the wealthy while leaving the poor behind. They don't want to tweak the system, they want to replace the entire foundation. Their plan involves the government taking a massive role in the economy. They promise to build state-owned factories to give young people jobs, offer totally free education, and take ownership of land to distribute it through the state and traditional leaders. They also want to change how the government supports the vulnerable. Instead of just giving out small monthly grants, the MKP wants to copy a system used in Singapore. This flowchart shows how that system works. Every month, money from your paycheck and your employer goes into a central vault to grow the economy. That money is locked away for specific goals: buying a home, healthcare, or retirement. The MKP also wants to move power away from politicians in parliament, giving it to traditional and cultural leaders to govern their communities directly. For a youth who has never had a job, this ground-up reset is a powerful promise. It's an offer to start over with an entirely new set of rules. But any big project depends on the construction crew. The man in charge of the MKP is former President Jacob Zuma. He has total authority over the party, personally choosing everyone who holds a leadership position. That centralized control has led to constant changes. This chart shows the instability. The party has cycled through 8 different people in the vital role of Secretary General in just over a year. Then there are the people chosen for the top executive roles. This is Brian Molefe, the man tasked with managing the party's money. He previously ran the country's largest state companies, but was heavily named in government corruption reports. He is currently out on bail while facing criminal charges for his role in a multi-million rand corruption scandal. Another senior leader in the party is Duduzile Zuma Sambudla, sitting here with her father. She recently resigned from her seat in parliament following a major controversy. She was accused of involvement in a scheme where South African men were sent abroad and allegedly ended up on the front lines of the war in Russia and Ukraine. So the MKP has a very clear architectural plan, but they've assigned the work to a crew that is currently defined by constant leadership changes and significant legal trouble. This brings us to 2026. Local elections are different from national ones. They aren't about big economic theories. They're about who can actually fix the streetlights and keep the water running. This beach in eThekwini is a perfect example. Sewage leaks have forced closures and hurt the economy, a failure the MKP says they will fix. It is one thing to promise a giant national rainy day fund to protect the country's money. It is quite another to manage the tedious daily work of fixing a collapsed water system. For the voter, the dilemma is real. You have to decide if the need for a radical new system is worth the risk of hiring a leadership team with a history of scandal and instability. The MK Party has shown you their blueprint for a new South Africa. Now you have to decide if you trust these specific builders to actually lay the bricks.